Namaste, family, and welcome. One day I'm going to remember that mute button. Welcome to another episode of Waken with Jamie, with Coach Jamie. I am Coach Jamie London Wahlberg, aka Tranibus to some of you. I am an unconditional love coach and plant-powered healer, and I am so excited to support you and empower you in waking into unconditional love. That's the unconditional love that comes first to yourself and then to others. When we love ourselves unconditionally, we can love all unconditionally. And when we all live in an unconditionally loving world, we live in a world that works. We live in a world where we get to serve our purpose and be received for exactly who we are within unconditional love, bringing our value within our purpose and our joy. Isn't this something that sounds and feels good in the depth of your heart and soul? It is time for you to release the pain, to release the impatience, to release the suffering mindset. It's done. We're releasing it, we're letting it go, and we are coming into a new space. And I am here to coach you through it. If you have something that is going on in your life where you are feeling challenged with loving yourself unconditionally, please feel free to comment below. Let me know if you want to be coached live. And in the meantime, I'm going to start talking about what's on my heart right now around unconditional love, because I have been channeling so much lately. The channeling is going to run pretty deep today. I'm feeling very much in my intuition, and what's been coming up a lot is impatience. And this impatience of, I desire it now. I desired it yesterday. Why isn't it here? Why is it that I've put in XYZ efforts? Why is it that I have met XYZ expectations? Why is it that I have waited for all of this time and it's still not here? Is this something you resonate with? Or are you feeling impatient about something? Is there something that you want in your life right now that you wish would happen faster? What is that for you? And what is it that it feels like when you're impatient? Like, I'll give you an example, right? Right now, I'm not in a great living situation for myself. And I have been actively manifesting for weeks, actively manifesting because I'm a specific manifester, a very specific apartment, a very specific type of apartment, a way that I want the apartment to look and to feel and experience all of the different metrics. I've done my manifestation spells. I have meditated on it. I have released money stories and abandonment wounds and healed all sorts of things. And I have come so close to finding exactly what it is that I want. And I have had doors open of possibility. And yesterday, I was feeling really impatient. I woke into the day and I was like, why? Why am I still waiting for this apartment? What is it that's not happening? And I got really disappointed because there were two apartments in particular that the doors just opened on them. It seemed actually the night before, when I was actually in a lighter space, that it wasn't going to happen. And then when I woke and I was like, wow, these are available to me, let's go. And I still haven't had the opportunity to see these apartments. I haven't even had a response or reflection back. And I started to get really confused. I was like, these are exactly what I've been asking for. And now I have shifted my energetic so that way I'm in the frequency of welcoming in these apartments. And so yesterday was feeling super frustrated, very impatient around this, because it's scary, right? It feels scary to think about being unhoused. It feels scary to be in a situation in your living environment, which is also your professional environment, which feels deeply uncomfortable. What I noticed is that when I allowed my impatience to impact my energy, then I was blocking myself from the apartment that I desired. It was like right there in front of me, and yet I couldn't grasp it. And that was the lesson. The lesson was that if I was to lean into my impatience, that is what I would be inviting in. And when you're impatient, what you send the message to the universe is, I know better than you, and I want this now, and I'm not going to have it any other way. What happens there is you allow your fear to lead. I was leading with my fear, and I wasn't trusting in myself, in my intuition, in the collective, in my guides, in the universe to support me and bring me exactly what I need so that I can get into safety. Now, what does this remind you of? Well, it reminded me of literally just over 2 months ago when I was in LA in a significantly less safe situation and panicking about the same things. And look at how fast that turned out, because I'm here in New York. I am sitting in Brooklyn. So I did manifest a new outcome. It did require patience. And even though I had moments of impatience, I allowed for the impatience to come in. I learned what the impatience needed to teach me, and I let it go. Now, about like a week and a half ago, I started to have this clogging in my right ear, and I couldn't really feel like I could hear well. And what I spiritually took that to mean in the end was, what am I not hearing? What am I not listening to? And I immediately got that I wasn't listening to myself, because I know, I trust, believe that my manifestation is powerful and effective. Now, here's the shift. Today, I woke and various things that I was manifesting, actually starting very late last night, various things that I started manifesting started to come into my awareness because I was enabling myself to feel into my impatience, and I sent my impatience into the light, and I asked for help. And I allowed for the possibility for my energetics to rise, for me to release this lack mindset, and to come into a space of, I am worthy of a safe, wonderful, quiet space for me to be in, so that way I can serve and heal powerfully. Now, how did this begin? Step one was that I didn't give up, right? So last night, I started to, while I was body deviling, started to actually look for apartments again. And what do you know? There were a lot of more options. There were more, suddenly, just boom, all these other apartments came to a possibility. And even though one of them, actually, that I wanted, didn't even become a possibility because there was already an application in, that agent offered to help me. And so now suddenly, the help that I asked for is coming. Suddenly, the other possibilities are coming. And as I've gotten specific into what it is that I desire, and I am no longer indecisive about what it is that I desire, I know that I am worthy of this space. I know it's possible, what I can bring in value, who I can be when I have this space. And because of that, opportunities opened. And so now, even though it's the 18th, instead of leaning into fear and insecurity, I am leaning into possibility. I am leaning into my worthiness. I love myself unconditionally, and so I'm not going to give up until I have a space where I can serve and honor my unconditional love and your unconditional love, so that I can honor you. Because it's important to me. It's very important to me that the energy that is felt in my space is sacred and healing. Not only for me, for all of you. I want to make sure that the energy in my space matches my own energy. And that was another thing about yesterday, was I realized I'm not empowering myself if I'm focused on my impatience and how it's not happening and how being in this space is blocking me from these things. No, I'm more powerful than any space. You're more powerful than the space you're in. So it's important to acknowledge where you're powerful and to embody that power. Otherwise, the universe doesn't think you care or that you're listening. They don't feel that you're grateful. So I started to get grateful. Again, more gratitude, focusing on the gratitude for the space that I'm in, focusing on the gratitude for the lessons, focusing on the gratitude for the support I was getting, focusing on the gratitude for the possibilities that were opening. And I realized that if I'm meant to have that particular apartment that I was thinking about, then I'll get it. And if there's a better option for me, then I'm going to get that one. And I will be moved out of here by May 31st. It's going to happen. You're going to see me in a new space, in a new environment. And so after that, then what happened? Well, my price bracket raised. And so I started to have fear around money and being able to pay for this new rent, right? So then what did I end up doing? I manifested clients. Today, I ended up canceling a meeting because I ended up getting a client last minute, just like that. Exactly what I asked for. So easy, so wonderful, right there, financial abundance. It's how I knew that my energetic had completely changed. There was no longer this sign of lack because the abundance was coming in, the possibilities were coming in. I started to manifest and generate exactly what it was that I wanted. And all it took was a little bit more patience. Just a little bit more patience. And there I was. And then I had booked already last night another client. And so reaching new levels of monetary income, reaching new levels of being able to serve, the energy has shifted. Can you feel it? Look, we are in this Mercury retrograde shadow right now, and we also have Jupiter that is blossoming into Taurus. Taurus season is so much about pleasure and receiving and enjoying. And I think that a lot of people, even myself, for a long time, just really associated Taurus energy more so with the grounded and the steadfast and the loyal and the hardworking. But we don't resonate with work anymore, right? The word work, the concept of work, the hard, does not resonate anymore. And so now looking at the other aspects of Taurus, the aspects that excite me is the intimacy and the sensuality and the connection and the pleasure and the receiving. These are all things that I both love and the things that I preach and teach and support and reach out to and the things that I ask for. And that's exactly what's coming, because it would be so pleasurable to be able to be in a new space, and I'm going to be there. So that is my impatience story right now. That's how I'm cultivating more patience, and I'm sending so much gratitude to the universe, reinforcing what it is that I want by saying, yes, thank you. I am so happy that you brought me these clients. Thank you for showing me this. You know, one of the ways that I focus on impatience and healing impatience as well is also to think about how much I actually desire something. Like, what is at the foundation of why I desire that? What is it going to bring into my life? Who do I need to be in order to bring that in? And so it was the safety. It was the joy. It's the pleasure. It's the ease. It's the gratification of what it is to have your own space. To have a space that is yours, that you can nest in. I'm such a nester. I require my own energy to refuel, my own energy to my own space, to have some alone time. As much as I am in love with intimacy and connection, and almost always I can find myself in an affectionate space where I wish to be with particular people and surrounded sometimes by a lot of people. And yet I still require my own space, right? It's the balance. It's the space to allow yourself to feel your emotions, to love through them. Don't make impatience wrong. Impatience is an emotion. It's an energy. And all of these emotions that are firing off, they are signals. They're showing you what you love and what you care about. My fears around not being able to afford a space, my fears around not moving out on time, my fears of not having a space that is my own, all come from unconditional love. All come from the love that I have for myself and knowing I'm worthy of this, of the love that I have for others and knowing that you're worthy of me being my best in my space and being welcomed into a space or energetically connecting into a space that reaches the vibration of the highest timeline and frequency that you are anticipating and desiring from me. What are you impatient about right now? It's okay to feel impatient because it's showing you, I desire this. In fact, when we're most impatient, it's because our needs aren't being met. So if impatience is feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling blocked, instead of focusing on the impatience, focus on what need is not being met right now. What is the need? Is it safety and security? Is it feeling loved and desired? Is it financial abundance and security? Is it connection and intimacy? Is it friends? Is it a career that aligns with your soul and purpose? Whatever it is, figure out what it is that you need and what you desire, and get a little more patient. Trust that you have time. Impatience comes up the most because we don't think we have the time, right? We don't think that we have the time to be able to get what it is that we want done. That's one of the biggest excuses that we make as human beings, right? We have to do X, Y, Z. Someone needs X, Y, Z. Our job starts at X, Y, Z. We have X, Y, Z amount of time before this thing is due. And we just set ourselves up for stress and anxiety and expectation, as opposed to leaning in to what could actually generate it faster. Leaning into what your awareness is of what it is that you want and need allows you to ask, how can I get it? Ask for help. A lot of the time that we worry about time or not having enough time, it's because we decide that only us, it's all on us. There's no one else responsible. There's no one else who can help. It's all on my shoulders. If you're looking at your to-do list and you have 30 things on your to-do list and you have decided that all 30 of those things are only your responsibility and that no one else can help you, what's that going to bring you? Overwhelm, impatience, potentially exhaustion and burnout, if it's repetitive especially. To heal impatience is to love yourself unconditionally, to forgive yourself for the times where you were late, to forgive yourself for the times where you feel behind, to forgive yourself for putting stress and pressure on yourself when not necessary. Because if you really get honest right now, and you reflect into that list, and you reflect into your responsibilities, who told you? You're an adult. Who set that expectation for you? Because unless you have a lion literally running at you, ready to eat you right now, ask yourself how much danger you're actually in. You have so much power and so much control to choose how you spend your time. If you decide to place that on other people, not only are you disempowering yourself, you're taking away your own accountability. You are in charge of how you spend your time. See, because even if you are someone who is in a 9-to-5 position, the most corporate of corporate, and you have some big boss who's in charge, who you answer to in that environment, you are still accountable for the fact that you're choosing to be in this role. You are accountable for your time beforehand. Even if you have family, even if you've got kids, and they're all asking for you for different things and needing different things, you have the power to ask for help, to set your needs up, to make it so that way you have even 5 minutes to breathe. Sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes we just need a reset of 5 minutes to close our eyes, to recenter and focus. It's not about giving yourself hours of time. If you can, that's amazing. Give yourself all the time. We all have different ways of being. We all have different life circumstances. Right? There's a lot to consider. And I get it. If you are on the other side of the screen and you're saying, Jamie, I can't just quit my job. I have a mortgage and I have this and I have that and I have a dog and yeah, you do. I hear that. I hear that you have other people who are counting on you. I hear that you have 3D responsibilities. So do I. What I can tell you is that if you do not care for your own self, first and foremost, there will come a time where you're burnt out, where you're maybe at the point of bedridden, like I've been, where you feel like you've lost everything and everyone who means the most to you because you didn't take 5 minutes. Because there's always the next thing. There's always going to be more. It's human nature to desire. It's human nature to feel this need to show up. And that's amazing that you want to show up. It is so beautiful that you want to show up for your kids and your partners and your friends and your colleagues and your bosses and for the collective. I so get that. It is so vital for me to show up. What I can tell you from someone who used to show up the max, recovering people pleaser here, I burnt myself out to the level that I could not give for years. Years I couldn't show up. Years. Not days, not minutes, not months. Years. I've been dealing with, healing with, loving through this journey for about 9 years. Actually, a little over 9 years. Really get that. That's the amount of time that it's taken for me to be the Coach Jamie that I am now. The being, the soul fractal, the energetic that I am now. Who loves myself unconditionally to the point where I will not burn out. I know that I am here to pour in unconditional love to you. I'm here to support you and empower you and bringing the awareness of what your natural talents and gifts are to help you and empower you into honoring your purpose and to amplify your powers so you can be the best version of you that you can be. And that version of you, I promise you, is the version of you that loves yourself unconditionally. Unconditional love doesn't mean that you gotta like everyone. Doesn't mean that you automatically are in love with every aspect of who you are. Those are conditions. Unconditional love is loving you anyway. I love myself unconditionally, and that means when I'm feeling impatient, when I'm feeling insecure, when I'm feeling jealous, frustrated, angry, hurt, depressed, sad, tired, exhausted, burnt out, whatever it is that I'm going through, I'm loving myself through. I'm holding the space for it. I'm learning the lessons. I'm listening. I'm tuning in. So that way I can send that to the light with unconditional love. So that way whoever needs in the collective, whatever energetic is needed in the collective for those lessons receives them, and they are otherwise neutralized with unconditional love back into the energy that we all are. My loving myself unconditionally allows for that and creates the space for more joy and gratitude and freedom, happiness, excitement, adventure, possibility, abundance, intimacy, connection, receiving. When I feel impatient, it's because I'm not receiving. When I want, when I desire, when I need to receive. So your impatience is showing you what you need and desire now. Focus on what that is. When you get honest and real with what that is and you lean into that, you're going to evaporate these experiences of these emotions that you don't want. And you are going to welcome in exactly what you need and desire, like that. Clients, housing, safety, relationships, health, career, hobbies, adventure, whatever it is, spiritual gifts. It's all here for you. I can do this, so can you. I've been bedridden over and over and over again. I was told, we don't know what's wrong with you. I was told, you're too much. I was told, you can't get an apartment without being on a lease. Yeah, I can. And I did. I was told, you can't heal your atrophy. And I did. These are all programs, old programs that we have been programmed into our human computers. And I am telling you that you don't need to run those programs anymore. Are we not in a technological age where we actually just upgrade our technology, right? Do you not get a new laptop? Do you not get a new phone? Do you not get a new iPad? Do you not get a new car? Do you not get a new TV? Do you not get any of these smart devices? Are you using the AI? Right? We upgrade constantly, and we're upgrading ourselves. So take this moment. If you are not driving, if you are not moving heavy machinery, if you feel called and comfortable, close your eyes. Place your hands on your heart. And make a commitment to yourself right now that you are going to release all that you are impatient about. You are going to take actions, steps forward, and welcome in a new possibility for yourself. One where all of your needs and desires are met in the exact timing that is meant for you. And trust that it will come. And so it is. I hope that you have received what you need to receive in our time together today. Thank you so much for waking in with me. I am Coach Jamie London Wahlberg, your unconditional love coach and plant-powered healer. If you are interested in your self-love audit, if you're, I don't know how to love myself unconditionally. I don't know how to release these things. I don't know how to welcome these things that I want and desire into my life. Book a free unconditional love call with me. It's that easy. And in doing so, we are going to do a self-love audit. We are going to crack the code, figure it out, and find a plan for you forward so that you are living the unconditional loving life of your dreams. It's for you. I love you. I love you. I love you unconditionally. I will see you next week, Thursdays at 1-2-3 p.m. EST, because unconditional love is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. Namaste.